What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another, and this one, it's a special episode of DContructingTopics podcast. Woo! Let's get it. Let's go. Oh my goodness! As I'm doing this recording, I won't publish it. Maybe next week. I don't know when I'm gonna publish it, but I'm doing this special episode, and I take it back. I do know when I'm gonna publish it, meaning that I'll throw it out for you guys to listen. I'll throw it out there in my platform because we just got a special episode. So this is not going to be on some episode whatever 30, 31, 32, 33. I just figured, you know what, I want to give a shout out to my peoples out there. I want to thank you, my family, the DContructingTopics podcast family. In a couple of weeks, as I'm doing recording, in a couple of weeks, it will be 1 year of my anniversary doing podcasts. And this podcast, and I like to say I appreciate people listening. You already know, I keep telling you, just like, I'm like a robot in terms of out there when people like me, myself, and other content creator, podcast, independent. Remember, the hitting the likes, the comment, it's all good, but sharing, listening, it helps us. And trust me, and not just share it, but, you could always throw a little little thing going on. Oh, listen to this guy. This guy, he sounds like he got just emotions out his sleeves. And that's one of the things why I always wanted to do a podcast. Like I said, I waited because I always felt that only time could tell when it's the right time. And about a year ago, on April 22nd, 2023, I said to myself, it's time. It's time. So feel free, and once again, just thanking everybody who, from my people out there. And in a couple of weeks, I'm going to also start going to the video thing on the YouTube and the rumbling. I'm not sure if I'm going to go live yet, not yet, meaning that if there's a specific time when I'm just going to do a show or talk interesting topics, I got to figure that one out because, how can I say it to you? I've came across wonderful people. My first time that I came on a video, quote unquote, on the YouTube debut was on Angel Rivera's podcast, which is under the Indie News Network. Shout out to Angel. But a lot of times, when I wake up, and I always said to myself, drinking a little bit of, gotta drink a little something here going on. Because, sometimes, even though people be like, damn, this guy sounds like a natural. Sometimes, I gotta calm my nerves, so drinking a little bit of that adult juice. Woo! Let's get it. But when I wake up in the morning, it's very important that when we wake up, how we wake up sometimes could dictate, but if we wake up good, saying and being grateful, it could kind of dictate and bring positivity to the rest of the day. And one of the things with me is that when I go to the gym, because I just love going to the gym and socialize. It makes me feel good. I go this in the morning. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm out of my house at 5 with my book bags and all that ready. Once I go to the gym, and then I head to work. And one of the things that I want to mention, because once I do my video podcast, you can see what a wonderful person I am. You can see my emotions. And if one thing I always said, I'm very emotional person in terms of the emotions that I pour out. But we making this because I believe that this is the year that I become the best version of myself, and not only through the eyes of you, but my story is your story. And if I'm gonna make it happen for me, you also gotta make it happen. And once I go to this gym, I met with wonderful people, my Asian brothers, my Haitian, Caribbean. Then there's a Canadian there, I believe. People from other places, Minnesota, Colorado, Florida. Those are the people I feel good. And then from there, I go to my workplace, and my workplace is that place that kept me sane because I love what I do. I can never say I regret because, to be honest with you, what I do has always fed me and keep me kind of like, how can I say it to you? It's a lot of valuable things that I learned in my workplace that I applied. And not only that, I work with wonderful people. And these are not just wonderful people. These are not co-workers. These are not, what people will say, my work family. These are more of a family that I work with. I think that's the best way to put it. Wonderful people out there. My brothers and sisters in arms. And that's how I get to that. And then throughout the day, I get to speak to some of my brothers in arms from my past, from high school. They also keep me sane. I also do this for them, just like I do this for the people in the gym, just like I do this for people at work. I want people to collectively unplug themselves. And you might say, damn, David, so ain't you being mindfulness of people's beliefs and whatever? And I always said to myself, yeah, but we live in a society, in a country, that have find ways to manipulate people. And sometimes, and it was one of my sisters in arms. She's Dominican Republic. And she goes and asks the question, just like I got one of my brothers in arms who's Puerto Rican, and they ask, why can we not be together in terms of Dominicans? Why can we not do this? Why can't we be other groups and so on? And one of the things is that, unfortunately, we allow ourselves to be manipulated, and a lot of times we allow ourselves that energy, and especially in this country when it comes to politics, we put more energy on hating something, whether you want to go out there on your socials and talk nonsense about Trump or talk nonsense about Joe Biden and nonsense about Hillary Clinton and all that. To be honest with you, they all sit in the same table eating better than us, and we put so much energy, and I always emphasize that we put so much energy on fighting on behalf of them instead of helping each other. That's for sure. And when I'm surrounded and I wake up and I go to the gym with my brothers and sisters in arms out there, my workplace, the people that I communicate, or at least the best, my family, my sister, my brother, my mother, everybody's out there, my family, my cousins. You spread that wisdom and you learn for a little bit of everything. And I'm doing this because, once again, we are celebrating 1 year. And I don't want to say, let's say, hey, we celebrating like, hey, you know what I mean? We accomplished something. And when we enter 2024, everybody, because it's the new year, a lot of things in life resets. Starting January 1st, a lot of people come with, goals or New Year's resolution and whatever the case might be. And I said to myself, okay, we all have gonna have goals. But I always say what we need to accomplish. And a lot of times the things that we want to accomplish is, physical means. But again, what does driving, having a great car, you decided that, you know what, I'm going to buy this car, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. If you're not taking care of yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, if you're not doing that, then hey, what's the point? What's the point, you understand? And I'm doing this little special episode because there's a lot of people that have shown me support. Obviously, the support that you guys get. No, I do have a little donation button here, donation button there, links where people, hey, they want to show me love by all means. I do work. I got a great, wonderful quote-unquote 9 to 5 job. Wonderful people. It's great what I do. Yeah, but sometimes, a lot of times, a lot of the podcasts that I do, it comes out of my pocket. I'm going to say that 99% of the things come out of my pocket. And I'm like, am I doing a podcast for the sake of money or anything like that? No, the answer is no. Because I want to emphasize to people, when you share things, remember, I got a message. I got a wonderful message to deliver. Because I always, for years, I've been an observer, just watching things. And for me to do this podcast, or these podcasts, and be about to hit it, yeah, I'm like, wow. And keep in mind, there were times where I was out of it mentally, physically, spiritually. One could say, hey, listen, I could be doing more. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's say one per week since, April. That means I would have like over 52 episodes if I do one per week. But somewhere, unfortunately, when we feel, and I always said, because I want to share philosophy, I want to share my life, I want to do so much, and that's why I'm doing the video thing. So you can hear it, you can listen, and you could be like, wow, I'm not just telling my story. You're going to be like, damn, I feel it because that story resonates with me. And that's one of the things that I say to myself. Listen, I love what I do. But people go and thank me, and people went out there and do the little, receive a couple of donations here, and people thanking me, and like, damn, I didn't know that. Wow. And I'm like a little packet of information that, because I always said to myself, we all getting manipulated, especially in this country. I love this country, I'm going to emphasize. But the saddest thing is how people make money out of our misery. And you start to notice, like, wow. Like, I can't be a pawn. And if you think that you're thinking on your own, and you think that you're on the right side of history, or whatever story, or whatever the case might be, I don't know. I think you're on the wrong side. Because you got to ask yourself, am I a pawn? Once you start asking questions, once I start asking those questions, do you do this? Do you do that? Do you do this? Yeah, well, because, all right, there you go. That's how they got you. You just become a pawn. And that's one of the things that I do with my podcast, the different topics that we touch. I want to touch it all. I haven't hit the alien part yet. I'm sorry for those who are into the aliens. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's an interesting topic. Hey, listen. We might want to start doing 2 or 3 or 4 topics, whatever, but again, so much going on there, and there's things that I'm still wrestling with, and you got this dark cloud that's hanging over your head, and you're saying to yourself, what's going on? Woo! Woo! Ooh, ooh! That's me growing up. I used to do that thing a lot. Ooh, ooh! But that's me trying to say to myself, hey, listen, let's make it happen. Sports, we want to touch relationship, we want to touch everything. And we will. I got interviews coming up. My goal is to, teach a little bit about my history in terms of Puerto Rico, where I was born at. Because there's a lot of beautiful things that's there. If you guys, for those in that you guys know Bad Bunny, hey, listen, Bad Bunny is just a little dot in terms of the whole diaspora of what it is of Puerto Rico and the history. And then you got my brothers and sisters out there in the Dominican Republic. We got stories to tell. Cuba, we got stories to tell. Mexico, we got stories to tell. I did the Frida Kahlo episode. Shout out. I resonated with Frida as an artist because I do see myself as an artist. Oh yeah, I do want to write. I want to write a book. I want to write this. I want to do that. But when I do these podcasts, it does take time. It does take away from something. But again, it's something that's going to be productive, that we bring it out there so you can listen. You can listen. And you can learn and you can share it. Trust me on this one, everything will come because everything happened for a reason. But the most important thing is that right now as we speak, I'm aiming to be the best version of myself, and I'm a little bit emotional. When I told a couple of people out there, you know, I want to run for mayor. The mayor of New York City, just be more precisely. The next election for the mayor, it's on November 2025. So that means I got 1.5 years. But again, it's just me running on emotion. Now you probably said, oh, Dave, are you really serious? I'm just saying. I thought about running for mayor. I thought about being the mayor of New York City. I thought about being the governor. Because it's something in me since a young age of running into office. Independent. Being the people's people. Because at the end of the day, if you look at politics, if you look at the people that run in this country, look at the people that run in New York City. If you look at politics in general, it's very rare when there's someone that is at the head of whatever it is, New York City, governor and president. It's very rare when it's the people's people. Somebody that struggled. Somebody that, you know, drank water and bread at one point or another because they had no money. It's very rare. They put these people with these educational, how can I say, there's degrees. You got people that are attached to the Vanderbilt, the Rockefellers, the Trumps, the whatever. You got people with a history of something, and it's very rare when you get people like me, the common person, to run for office. And I would say to myself, what better person than to be in a position of being a mayor, being a president, being whatever. It's the common person, because they understand the struggle. A lot of these politicians that you go out there and you vote for in New York City, these Alejandro Ocasio-Cortez, these Richie Torres, all these people, I mean, are they common people? Yeah, at one point, maybe. But in reality, the system picked those people to be put in front of you so you could think that they represent you, so you could think that they just like you, but they're not. They're not. Trust me, they're not. And by this podcast, we're doing something phenomenal. We're doing something great. We're doing something that we, not just doing it, but I say we because, again, there's a lot of struggles out there. There's a lot of people that's going to feel that certain feel like, damn, you know what? Let's help each other be a better person. So I'm sending this podcast out there because for me to get to where I'm at in terms of 1 year anniversary, to me, I feel like, hey, listen, we just getting started. And trust me, we're just getting started, for sure. Well, I'm going to be putting in my links. Follow the YouTube, follow whatever it is. I'm going to be putting my links out there. Because trust me, when I do my video podcast, I want you to be there listening. Again, I'm still contemplating what I'm going to do live or not, or do a little nice video. I send it out there to the world so people could just be like, wow, let's make it happen. Anyways, much love. I'm out of here. Feel free to share, like, comment, all that good stuff. Much love out there. I'm out of here. Be safe. I'm out. Peace.